Hello student, welcome to the lecture on DSP. Today we are going to learn what is IIR filter design by using the Butterworth approximation. So there are actually various approximation techniques like the Butterworth filter approximation and the Chebyshev filter approximation. So today we are going to discuss about the Butterworth filter approximation. Now the obvious question will be there, why to approximate any filter, for example the analog filter. So actually the approximation is required because the practical characteristics of the filter, it is not same as that of the ideal characteristics. So that is why the approximation is actually required. Now let's see first of all the Butterworth filter. Let me just write down it in a small. So this is nothing but, let's say, BWF, Butterworth filter, for the approximation of low pass filter. So for the low pass filter, as we know, the ideal graph is like this, means it is passing the low frequencies and it is blocking the high frequency. So here this is the point where we can say FC is the point. This is nothing but the cutoff frequency, below which we can say this is the pass band. So this is the pass band, and rest of the frequencies are nothing but the frequencies under the stop band. So this is what the ideal characteristics. When we plot it for the normal characteristics or the practical approach, let's say if we do it like this, let's say this is what h of omega, I will just say it is nothing but mod of h of omega versus the omega or ohm. This is nothing but h of ohm, sorry. So for this we will just consider here the ideal characteristics as it is shown, let's say with the dotted sense. Now initially when we say it is with the amplitude 1, so the thing, when the order of the filter is, let's say it is n equal to, let's say it is 2. So as the order further increased, let me just plot it with a different color. So when the order is plotted, so it will show some sort of resemblance closer to that of the ideal characteristics. Let's say this is nothing but n equal to 3. Further when we plot it, let's say like this, it will happen for the, let's say, n equal to 6 case. So this is how this approach will show that it is going closer to that of the ideal characteristics when we increase the order of the filter, that is nothing but capital N. So in this case, obviously this point is nothing but the ohm C, that is the cutoff frequency, which is indicated with the C as a suffix. This is where the point when it is obtained, that is 1 by root 2, means 0.707 as that of the maximum value, that is 1. So this is nothing but actually the pass band, and the rest is nothing but the stop band. When we observe certain ripples at the pass band, it will be nothing but the pass band ripple. Similarly, if there is a ripple at the stop band, it will be treated as a stop band ripple. So in case of this particular filter characteristics, when we observe it with respect to the equations, it can be written as a magnitude squared response of any low pass Butterworth filter. It can be given as h of ohm, since it is magnitude square, so it will be h of ohm square. It can be given by the equation 1 upon 1 plus ohm by ohm C raised to 2n. Now this is what ohm C is nothing but, again, it is cutoff frequency for the analog filter. Similarly, ohm is nothing but the analog frequency, or it is nothing but the frequency of the analog filter. N is nothing but the order of the filter. This equation can be given in terms of ohm P, like 1 upon 1 plus psi square into ohm by ohm P raised to 2n again the things are here. This is nothing but the passband edge frequency ohm p, that is observed at certain point. If someone want to derive it, it can be simply observed. So we will see how to get for this ohm p, even ohm c as well as the ohm s. So ohm c is nothing but the cutoff frequency minus 3 dB down. Ohm p is nothing but the passband edge frequency. Then this psi is nothing but actually the parameter related to the ripple in the passband. It means that if the passband is like this, and then further the stop band is again with certain ripple, so this will indicate that there are certain ripples in the passband as well as the ripples in the stop band. So these are indicated with the quantity, that is psi square. Similarly, if there is a delta square like this, so this will be nothing but the ripple related to the stop band. Right now we are discussing this quantity, so it is ripple related to the pass band. Now this is how this particular expression is given, that is called as a magnitude squared response of the low pass filter. Now right now we are discussing it with respect to the characteristics for the analog filter. So let's see again the same kind of characteristics if we want to go for the transition region. So this is, again we will plot it to show certain minute points. So this is how the filter response will be varying. So here we can just check out, this point is nothing but the 1/2 means half power point. So here I will get the ohm c. This is obviously plotted with respect to the ohm. This is nothing but the value 1 upon, this is 1. So let me just plot here another value, that is 1 upon 1 plus psi square. This value will tend up to the frequency called as a ohm p, that is passband edge frequency. Next value which is related to the, let's say, delta square, so it will be 1 upon 1 plus delta square, that is nothing but actually ohm s. Now in between this ohm p and ohm s, this region can be called as a tolerance region, or sometimes it is also called as a transition region, where ohm p, that is the passband edge frequency, is to be converted into the stop band edge frequency. So this is what the passband, this is, let me just indicate with the PB, this is where the stop band comes in the picture, and this is transition band. Now this is we can say the rough analysis for the Butterworth filter approximation. So for the simple features of this low pass Butterworth filter, we can say that there are no ripples in the pass band and the stop band, as well as the magnitude response is monotonically decreasing. This is monotonically decreasing. So these are few characteristics for the Butterworth filter. So if we want to go for further additive points to decide Butterworth polynomial, means the denominator term for, let's say, h of s. So if we want to find out, let's say, numerator polynomial, let's say it is np by the denominator polynomial. So for this denominator specifically, when the n is varying, what could be the value of d, that we are going to see. So for this one, let's have the simple values. So when n is 1, the denominator polynomial is actually s plus 1. When order of the filter is 2, it will be s square plus square root of 2 into s plus 1. When it is 3, it will be nothing but s plus 1 into s square plus s plus 1. So this is how this order of the filter will decide. In short, this is nothing but actually the table to represent the polynomial at the denominator with respect to the order of the filter. This is how we can extend it further. But right now it is quite sufficient to know only this part to solve the numerical based on the Butterworth filter approximation concept. So that is all about this. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much.